Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the podcast in which we celebrate and discuss the film Raiders of the Lost Ark 1 minute at a time. I am Tom Taylor.
I'm Pete Mummert.
I'm Jerry Porter.
And I'm Chris Eliopoulos.
Welcome back, Chris.
Well, you found me. I was hiding.
We thought you had left, but then we're like, wait, we guaranteed there was no way out of here. And
when people introduce themselves, I just start doing it, so you caught me.
Yeah, see?
Saw your shoes under the curtain.
Dang it.
You're like Roger Rabbit with shaving a haircut. All right. Well, we're glad you're here. Don't be shy. And join us in talking about Minute 102, which begins with the Ark being carried through a desert canyon, and it ends with the Ark being carried through a desert canyon.
Why
Silently.
is Toad wearing a black leather trench coat?
Like, we get that black is his thing, but yeah, does he have to wear the black leather trench coat on top of everything else?
That's the only note I have for Minute 102.
Well, I'll piggyback on you and just say the guy's got a gland issue, or just he's always sweating. Like he never stops sweating throughout the whole movie. He should be like 5 pounds at this point.
Well, we concluded that that was his superpower.
Yeah, that he started melting in Nepal and has been slowly doing it ever since.
That this scene explains why he's been sweating the whole time, I think, though. Because he takes off his hat, and he's got a handkerchief that he's keeping in his hat to wipe off his head. And so then presumably he puts it right back in his hat.
Ugh.
And so he's just wiping himself the entire movie with a sweaty handkerchief. So he thinks he's wiping himself off, but he's just making himself sweatier.
Yeah, at this point it's just saturated.
Why are any of them wearing hats in this weather?
The sun?
And they're all going to pass out. The sun, I guess, yeah, but isn't that keeping all the heat? The heat is trying to escape through the top of their head.
Marvel got called you out. It's the sun.
It is the sun.
It's the sun, Tommy.
Sun, Johnny. Well, here's the thing, too. If you notice about Tote, he's not really bald.
Yeah.
He shaved his head. You can see it in this scene where he pulls his hat off, and it's just, you see it's looks shaved. They didn't even bother shaving him that morning.
I want that to be part of his. I don't want that to be just something that they didn't do well for the filming of the movie. I want that to be part of Toad's character, that Toad shaves his head like that.
Do you think it was like when he grabbed the coin, whatever the staff thing? What's it called?
The coin. Just call it the coin.
Maybe it like zapped him and his hair fell out.
Oh, maybe.
Well,
it's reasonable.
And now it's growing back.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just took his hat off for that second, and in that second it burned the top of his head, the sun, and now he's...
I'm surprised that the coin had any effect on him at all with all the sweat and water.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get burned?
Shocked by something? When you get shocked and your hair all stands straight up, and if it's all wet and he runs out in the cold, it's going to freeze, and he like runs under that door, it'll just knock it all off.
Kang.
Makes sense.
You know what? This is a tough minute. Let's just be honest.
Well, I'm gonna quote Dietrich from last minute, and I'm gonna say, "Are you sure this is necessary? Like, is there any other way to get the Ark across this island?"
They had a car.
They have a car.
We saw a car. Come on, anything.
Again, the branding is great. I mean, they've got the flags and the eagles up there. They're really like there's nobody around. Why do you need to like show off who we are? Like, look at us. We're the Nazis coming through, and it's like you're having a parade and there's nobody on the sides.
It does serve a purpose, because I think you use the word parade, but with my Catholic upbringing, it calls to mind a procession.
Sure. And
so I think there's almost a religious component to this procession through the desert canyon there.
Yeah. But God, how much sway does Belloc have over the entire Nazi army that he can get them all to be altar boys across this island in the blazing sun? Like, no, this is the way we should do it. Just trust me. And like, they all have to do it.
It's perfect. It's exactly like Mass. It's like you're sweating. You don't want to be there.
You just want to sit down.
There's one guy that wants to get out of the way.
Yeah, like there's always something beating down on you.
You got a rocket launcher.
Yeah, it's like guilt. Guilt is beating down on you.
As always. Although poor Marion's got like that heavy dress and she's kind of slogging it around as she's going. Even though she's wearing less than the guys, I feel bad that she's got this heavy. Because it looks like the bottom of her dress looks really heavy when she's kind of marching through.
And does she have shoes on yet?
Yeah, I was just going to say, is she still, Pete, Jinx, is she still barefoot? Or do you think Katenga, maybe Katenga also had matching shoes. I mean, he's the kind of guy who would, he would have a complete outfit.
Well, Belloc did. Belloc gave her a full outfit with shoes.
That's true.
Man, so she just gets free clothes wherever she goes.
Yeah.
And by the way, no one is guarding her. She's just walking completely free right now.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, there's like 30 guys with guns in behind her. I mean,
but she's wily.
Well, she does try to get away later.
She does.
But and again, the music is phenomenal. I mean,
this music it's great because it starts with Indy's traveling music, and then it moves into the Ark theme. So it's like you've got the Ark traveling, like it's the same music when Indy was on the flying boat. And it sort of transitions into the Ark's theme.
Yeah.
Well, and the Ark, and you mentioned this last minute, Chris, is the Ark is shrouded in this regal purple cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's fitted. It's fitted over the seraphim.
Like, do you think that's something that they had on the sub?
It's a cozy. It's an Ark cozy. Maybe somebody had a
where they get it, and I mean, they got it in like perfect regal purple.
Yeah.
And they sized it right. I mean, like they couldn't have had that just lying around. Oh, look what I found in the corner. We can use this. Crazy.
Well, what's weird is what are those green pallets and shacks that they're passing by?
And how did they get there without a truck or a car or something? Mm-hmm. We know that there are trucks and cars that they could be taking right now. I'm really annoyed.
What it's like a very specific thing. I mean, obviously for Indy to hide behind.
Yeah, one of them's obviously filled with nothing but like bazookas.
Yeah, weapons. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm in my video game mind is just calling this this is a munitions depot or so. Like this whole island is probably like, we'll keep some weapons there. Well, whatever. We'll have an Ark ready or altar ready to go in case we have an Ark, something. But that's,
and I also think this parade, I think is a Nazi idea, because if you look at they're carrying those like really cool looking standards that look exactly like what the Roman Empire had, and like when they would conquer someone, they would have a triumph. And this looks exactly, if you've ever been to Rome and looked at the Arch of Titus, there's a scene on the side, carved on the side, where they're carrying the menorah from the Jewish temple, and it looks exactly like this parade.
Oh wow!
So I think this is them saying we're the new Roman Empire.
There's a little triumph of will business going on.
Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, Nazis love marching. They love it. They probably rather not be in the hot sun.
I think it has still has a procession vibe to it.
Oh no, I agree completely about that. Yeah.
But Pete, I mean, I'm not arguing with you. I mean, the procession and the Roman parade, they're it's kind of chicken or the egg.
I think we're all just saying, let's please do away with parades, processions,
everybody in this case. I bet the Roman parade was probably before the Catholic procession. I mean,
the Catholic procession is the Roman Catholic procession, which was the Roman Empire procession. Right?
I love you, Pete.
You and your conspiracy theories, Pete. It's not all tied together. Come on.
Okay, well, I've got another conspiracy in second 49. Something zips past the camera, and I'm wondering if it's a very famous fly that we're going to see soon.
Probably.
It's on its way.
It's Jeff Goldblum.
I will say, I'm sure you've talked about Doug Slocum and who was the DP, and he did just phenomenal camera work on this thing, and even the editing. I think it was Michael Kuhn. Was that his name?
Kahn.
Right? Michael Kahn. Yeah. I mean, for a pretty boring minute, they moved the camera around a lot. So it's not just a sort of boring, like you're seeing it from different angles and you're seeing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. These days, you would not see that. This minute would be cut. It would be the first thing cut out of the movie.
Yeah.
Because nobody's attention spans can last. But even though it was boring and it keeps your attention in the sense that you're seeing what's going on and it's building up a little bit of tension and the feeling that something's about to happen. So
yeah,
I like this minute.
It's not bad.
I do too.
I don't have a problem that there's no talking or whatever. It does. It builds tension.
Well, you're nervous they're going to be attacked by Jawas any second.
Yeah, that's yeah. Well, this is Sidi Boulel in Tunisia, which is they call it the Star Wars Canyon.
Right.
We need to go there. Can we do a show from there? Somebody will pay for that, right? Yeah.
Tom's paying? Is that what we heard?
Yeah, I heard that too.
I'm sure that's what I said.
But, I'm trying to think. Was there any other wonderful notes that I had? But
it's a strange. It's pretty deserty for like what
an island
ostensibly, is sort of a north of Crete type island.
I can sort of buy that. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but totally, that island totally makes sense.
It's kind of a motley crew of soldiers here too. Like it's kind of like young guys with uniforms that are way too big, or like kind of old guys with paunches.
They got the bottom of the barrel for this team.
Yeah, really. They got war fronts.
They are the stormtroopers of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
They can't shoot anything either. They can't get anything. Can't hit anything.
Well, the script doesn't call for it.
Doesn't say they can't.
That's true. Should we make up something to talk about?
Well, we see Indy slink out, right? I mean, that's the end of the minute.
That's true, yeah.
But that goes to show you just how slipshod the whole thing. And this is Belloc being impatient again. Because, Indy is like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to hang back and be at the end of the line so then I can, easily duck out. And you're like, that wouldn't fly in Berlin.
Well, maybe it would, though, because if he isn't back, and if the soldiers are all doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is looking forward while they're marching, it should work just fine, shouldn't it?
Well, yeah, guys way above and stories and towers and all sorts of Berlin stuff.
Okay. In Berlin, it wouldn't work. I'll give you that.
Yeah. And they're actually going to this remote locale to open the Ark.
Yeah.
But how does nobody know who he is? Like, how does nobody look at him and say, "You're not one of us"? Like, there's not like they have a lot of people on that island.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a ton. They have a movie theater.
That's true.
Well, I'm wondering the way he's acting if he just bumps into all of them.
Everyone's kind of
like, oh, yeah. That's the solid trick.
I ran into you back at the base. Literally.
Hey, you're that clumsy guy. You are one of us.
But I like even his jacket's a different color. Like he's even got different color clothes than everybody else.
Yeah. It's working, though.
Yeah?
So far.
So what did he
working
do with...
because there's nobody there.
I guess so.
What did he do with his costume? Like the jacket and the like, how is he going to get that back?
Oh, I got it all figured out. I covered this last week. Everything's fine. Okay. Don't you worry. Well, I don't know about the clothes he was wearing when he drove across, but his hat, his jacket, the whip, all the cool stuff is still back on Katanga's boat.
Oh, so
he'll get that to Sala, and Sala will get it to Indy at Christmas or something.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good to have friends.
Helps me sleep at night.
Whatever.
I like to think, though, that if you go to Malta today, you could maybe find Indy's clothes lying around somewhere in a nice little bundle.
I hear there's an altar on Malta.
Yeah. Jared, go find that altar on Malta.
Oh, you guys are Apple.
I like that he cuts out as he says.
Malta.
You just bleeped yourself. That was awesome.
For 30 years, I thought that was Malta.
Well, let's end this minute before I kill myself over Jerry's connection. Chris, tell everybody again where they can find you.
I'll give you another website, ordinarypeoplechangetheworld.com. It's a series of children's books I do with Brad Meltzer, and we have 2 that just came out this week or last week. I am George Washington, and I am Jane Goodall.
Oh, very cool.
Whoa.
You mentioned maybe the timing of this won't work, but I'll mention. You mentioned that you're soon to be on a book tour. Or does that just happen? Did it just happen? Or?
Yeah, when this comes out, I think the first leg is over.
Okay.
I'm going to be in Cincinnati, Chicago, New Jersey. And then in a week, I'll be going out to Seattle. So if anybody's in Seattle, they want to come in and visit me, and I'll draw an R2-D2 or a BB-8 for you.
Awesome. You're allowed to do that? Are you allowed to just freely draw R2-D2?
You can sketch for people as long as I don't sell it.
Because I knew a kid in high school who was a brilliant artist, and he got a job drawing Disney stuff for like some product or something, like some, I don't know, toothbrushes or something. And he swore up and down that he was not allowed to draw Mickey Mouse just randomly. He couldn't like draw it on a napkin for you or something.
Oh, that's weird. No, they can't control that unless you're being. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was under because he worked for them. I'm a freelancer, so I can draw whatever I want, and as long as I don't sell it and make money, like I don't print it up or something like that.
Yeah.
So
that sounds like a high school brag.
Oh, sorry guys, I couldn't draw you a perfect Mickey Mouse.
Draw for you guys. You know what I mean?
Maybe he just couldn't draw, and he was saying, "Oh no, I would totally, but I'm not
after
allowed."
He visits his girlfriend who lives in Canada, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I drew one for her once.
Yeah.
Let me.
All right.
Half this minute's going to be cut anyway.
Oh my god.
It's a free for all.
It'll be silent like the minute.
Yeah. Pete, for the love of God, where can people get in touch with us?
You can find us at indianajonesminute.com or find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, Indiana Jones @IndianaJonesMin.
And please come back tomorrow for minute 103 where things actually happen. It's going to be exciting. So come back here to the Indiana Jones Minute. There's nothing to say.
Malta.
Malta. Welcome to Malta.
Malta.
Jewel of the Mediterranean.